A very good evening to you, and thank you for joining us. Mr. Zondai, how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad, not too bad.
How is Heaven?
Yeah, it's good
The,
actually.
the,
It's
the,
far
the,
much
the,
better
the,
than yesterday. Yesterday it was
the
raining.
famous Heaven, that.
Yesterday it was raining most of the time, so I didn't even go out.
Well, you see,
Today,
some of us who live in the boonies, Mdala, there's certain perks that you have when you live in the boonies.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, Wilster, it's good to have you on the show. How are you doing this evening?
Very fine. How are you doing?
Ah, can't complain. I'm alive and kicking. That's what matters, right?
Yeah,
So how are you, Mr.
that's
Webster?
very good. Very
Yes.
fine. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah. So
We thank God.
I know I've been arguing with Mr. John Dye over this issue. Well, so basically tonight we have three topics. The topics are basically uh, the first one is let me just try to put it on the screen. Uh, is uh, Chairman Ndambo a political voucher or a true messiah? Well, a lot has I looked at how much money was expended hosting that beauty pageant. And I'm sorry to say this, and some people are going to hate me for this, but I have to say it. That thing left a sour taste in my mouth. It really did. And I know the guy has. Let me just show you the companies that this guy has. I think I can project something on the screen right now. He has done well for himself quite all right, and uh, uh, the track record is admirable, right? But let me just show you what this guy has, and I like his portfolio. It's really diversified. But let me just try to put that on the screen, and then you get to see for yourselves, right? And then so at least when I condemn something, at least there will be the brighter side of something to show as well. Let's see what I have here. Share Chrome tab.
Yeah, I hope you guys can't hear the airplanes
No, yeah, that,
because
that's that's why I said you guys who live in the us live in the boonies, and it's better.
yeah,
So
the planes keep on flying all above me.
now this tab is for the business units that this guy has. Okay, and let me just show you what this guy. The first one is well, you have the African Union Commodity House. This is a spot trading joint venture with the Belarusian Universal Commercial Exchange. So that's actually, yeah, that's the first one. The second one is the African Union Financial Services. So he's into financial services as well, right? And this focuses on investments and financial services, and with a strong footprint in the DRC. So the DRC has money, and that's where this guy is really, uh, you know, uh, uh, focused or has a footprint. And the second one is the African Union Commercial Investment. This manages real estate and commercial property investments for the group. So uh, there's money. Jondai, and Wister, you agree that there's money in real estate, right?
Oh yeah.
And African Union Cargo. So this operates out of the Bay in Namibia on a 50-year long lease and focuses on handling import and export cargo, mainly for landlocked countries around the southern corridor. So basically, Zambia will be part of it, and other countries, right? And the next one is African Union distributors. So that's basically that's basically the logistics and the distribution of goods. And the next was the African Union Mining Corporation. So this, in addition to chrome ore and coal exports, mainly to China and India, the company has a joint partnership with Ferro Chrome furnaces in Rustenburg, with monthly allocation of about 4,000 tons of low carbon ferrochrome. So, and then African Union Technologies, AUT is the largest distributor of collaboration solutions in Africa. Currently, 8 physical offices in key African countries. And then you have the African Union Public Works. I think is specialized in building roads and infrastructure, and African Union Health. So this guy has, this portfolio, right? And let's go back to the beauty pageant. Wooster, what were your thoughts about it?
Before I even discuss the beauty pageant, I'll look at the title. Is Ndambo a vulture or a true messiah? I don't want to call him by any of those. I don't want to verify him. I don't want to verify him, to condemn him, or to criticize him. I can't call him a vulture. He's just someone who is willing to assist, someone who is generous. And then I don't want to call him a messiah, because the only messiah that we have is Jesus Christ.
Whoa!
I don't want to glorify him too much.
A messiah
I don't even want to keep
a messiah is a savior, right? Brian, could you please position yourself? We can't see you. We're only seeing the forehead. Yeah, so a messiah basically is a savior, right? I looked it up. I looked up the word. I said, is it blasphemy for me to use it? But after consulting the dictionary, then I said, well, it's basically a savior, right? So yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to I don't want to identify.
Okay. Let's yeah. Let's. I'll change that to something else.
Or maybe even if he was if you called him a solution to our problems, I would still say no.
So what are your thoughts regarding that? What were your thoughts regarding that beauty pageant, though?
It was very amazing, a great event, very well organized. It was full of splendor and serious exhibition. Otherwise, it was very well funded, very well organized. We give kudos to the gentleman. He's really a big man. He deserves the title chairman.
So, Mr. Jondai, what are your thoughts regarding the chairman?
I think he's a very good businessman. I didn't have the chance to go through the holdings that he has, or the businesses that he has. I think from what you just showed us, I think he's very impressive, because I was wondering, because I didn't know what he was talking about. I mean, what he was, because everybody kept on calling him the richest man in Zambia. I've said this before, but the thing is that there wasn't anything written on him to tell us where his riches are coming from. I'm one of those guys who always want to take people on their word, and I think this guy, I thought, he's a genuine businessman who is doing good for himself, because he has the money to put up the beauty pageant. And like Wilster was saying, that I think it was well organized. I don't know. I'm out here. I didn't know. But from what I could tell, you know, you don't go to Choma and put up a show, a successful show, where there's no infrastructure, nothing is guaranteed. You know, for a big show like that, you would expect somebody to take it to, I don't know, Mulungushi International Conference Center or something, or in Lusaka in general. Because in Lusaka, you are more assured of finding a lot of the facilities to host all those people. You know, they were very important people and very rich people that came to that event. And imagine they were all being hosted in a small place like Choma. I thought that was very good. Yeah. But
my question,
maybe I would think that the publicity wasn't really done very well. If anything, I saw that was lacking in his case, is to have a good publicity person to tell him what to publish and to publicize and when. Because like right now, there are all these people who, like including me included, who are thinking about themselves, where did this guy come from? You know, how come he's splashing monies all over the place just like that? You know, I think if there was somebody who was like a publicity manager trying to advise him on things like that, I think it would be very good. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's his money. He can do whatever he wants. Yeah, he can splash it anyhow he wants. Look at people here. You know, like our brothers in the music industry. They'll go ahead and buy, you know, bling. They call it bling, and wear pants like halfway, you know, and things like that because it's their money. They can do whatever they want to do with it.
well, for me though, the question that I would ask is, maybe before I go to that question, let me just ask Brian, what were your thoughts regarding that beauty pageant?
Hello, Teddy.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. For me, okay, it's a good idea, but I don't know the intention behind that. So
Thank you.
I can only
Thank you. For me though, I don't know what was the motive for hosting that beauty pageant, you know, and let's look at the prize money. Okay, I'm not jealous, but I'm just trying to be realistic, right? And mostly the problem that we have in Zambia is we don't ask the what, why, and how, you know. So what was it trying to achieve by doing all that?
Terry, the background of this event is that this gentleman, Mr. James Ndambo, is the founder of Choma, My Hometown, which is a registered non-governmental organization. It is non-profit making. It is just there to give assistance to the needy in the place Choma, which he recognizes as his home place, despite other factors. Otherwise, it's just a place that he has appreciated, and this organization has been there for a very long time. Actually, it is just not that something that has just come like boom, like today. This is the first time that people are hearing about it. There are people who have been very much aware of this organization. I think Perry, in our last conversation, you actually mentioned.
No, I've known this organization for quite a long time, actually. Even before I came to Canada, I knew that this organization existed. But as I said, for me though, I think him hosting it kind of like leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Reasons being is up to now I haven't come to terms like to find what was the motive of hosting that? It really beats me.
I think I can make a bit of some responses to that.
Yeah.
I'm
What was the
not,
motive of hosting that?
I'm not his spokesperson, but this is one gentleman who, for his birthday party, invited Fari Ipupa to come and dance for him. You know, we've got levels in society. This gentleman is at a higher level than majority of us Zambians. We don't know. Maybe he was doing it for his own entertainment.
Yeah.
We've heard of, I remember some time back, we had the President Omar Bongo of Gabon, who is said to have invited beauty queens from France to come and just do some performances in front of him, just for his own entertainment. You know, when you have got a lot of money like him, you can do anything you want just to please yourself, just to get yourself entertained. It could be what he was doing. Otherwise, for me, I don't think it's even necessary for us to start speculating. It's just something that someone is started to bring up, something that is very amazing to his town that he loves so much.
But again, okay, let's come to the prize money, right? The lady that won it walked away with about 150,000 US dollars, right? Now, okay, as I said again, it's his prerogative on how he spends his money, right? But my question is, what kind of legacy will that beauty pageant leave? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. And as I said, the problem that most of us Zambians have is we don't ask how, why, and and what, and for me, I don't know, Brian, what was what was he trying to drive at?
Well, I can't figure out exactly what he wanted to achieve with doing that. Probably he wanted to be popular, more popular in Zambia. Probably it's a step towards his political career. You know, he's trying to show that he has all the money in the world, and so he can attract some political ambitions from certain parties. I'm not sure. I'm not aware. I'm not sure about anything else. But surprisingly, if you wanted entertainment, you could have done it in Dubai. You could have done it in Dubai, or where he stays in South Africa. Yeah, but bring it to Choma, specifically Zambia, I think it's got something that he wants to achieve, probably. But I'm trying to think in the political arena. Probably wanted to show that he can, yeah.
Well, the other question is that were the participants from Choma?
Not really. They were. I think they were picked from across the 10 provinces of Zambia. Was the lady that won? Apparently, she comes from the Copper Belt. So it seems they were picked from all the 10 provinces of Zambia. And I don't want to speculate anything. I think in my conscience, I'm not so clear about this organization called My Hometown. Because I think I've lived in Moses for a long time.
Well, yeah, you are New Apostle, I think. New Apostle was, I think, is a major beneficiary of the same organization, right? And I think you know a little bit of.
Okay. The only thing that I don't agree with him is the spending pattern. Okay, he's not the only billionaire that is existing in the world. We have plenty billionaires. Okay, even in Zambia, probably we may have people that have more money than him. Okay, but do they spend it the way he's spending it? So things that come easy are easy to spend, but things that come as a result of hard work, perseverance, and endurance, you spend with a caution. Of course, you may do one or two things here and there, but you spend with a caution. knowing that you have been, you have traded for that kind of money.
Yeah.
It might be
perceptions. Hello?
Yes.
Sorry.
There have been a lot of people that have been associated him to political ambition. This is one gentleman who was in Zambia way before 1991. Before the privatization of companies, this is one gentleman who worked for one of the government companies like Ronlo. Then he went into business. At some point, he had a very powerful nightclub in Lusaka called the famous Cosmopolitan. It was torched, and then there are speculations that there was some political interference. That is how he left Zambia for the Republic of South Africa. Otherwise, this gentleman, as we are speaking, he is not the citizen of the Republic of Zambia. He's not a Zambian. He's not a Zambian. He is South African. So if we are to think that he has got political ambitions, do we expect South Africans to have political ambitions in Zambia when they have got another country where they are citizens?
Well, but there's been I've heard rumors of just in one of these online tabloids that he kind of like helped fund the PF as well, right? And I also read somewhere that the time when Mazoka died, he tried to vie for the UPND presidency and then he lost. So with that in mind, though, I feel that there's some level of political ambitions in that, and what took me aback was when he said there was no freedom in Zambia.
Maybe you can maybe help me understand better. What kind of political ambition can a South African have for Zambia?
You can renounce citizenship. You can renounce it.
Let me help the brother to understand. Political ambitions are two-folded. One, you may exert your influence, wanting to change a particular political system, not necessarily to your benefit, not necessarily that you want to come and stand as an MP, but all you are trying to do is to influence the masses, okay, for your own benefit or to turn against a particular political movement. Okay, so a lot of people do this, especially people with money. They'll come and fund some events, create some association, some NGOs, and do a lot of work and sideline with a particular political party. So that because of their money, so they're trying to influence the electorate. Okay, so that when the other political party comes into power, they can now benefit from that kind of.
Brian, here's where the problem lies, right? Most of the Zambian people, they want fast money, okay? And most of them don't ask how that money was gotten, how it was gotten, and why it's been given out. That's where the problem lies. They want the money right now. Give me the money. Whatever will give them the money right now, they'll go for it and ask questions later.
Mr. Manek, but everybody anywhere in the world, they want fast money. If somebody is going out flashing money, everybody, I will be on the line too. Why? I mean,
and ask questions later.
Maybe the only thing I found a little bit strange about him was that he wants to solve everybody's solution as problems on the spot. Okay, the working women, where are they? Oh, I'm sending them to America. This person, I'm sending them to UK. It's like you're flashing money without even thinking. I don't know. It's like on the moment. You have a problem. I'm going to solve it right now.
No, Mr. Zandai. If you're going to say that he wants to solve everybody's everyone's problems right there and then, I'm going to refuse because one, look at the prize money that he gave to the first to the winner. That was about 150,000 US. That's how much I make in 2 years working every day, working hard, including overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, that's and then if he wanted to help everyone, he could have found ways of let's say maybe build a factory and then say in Choma and say I want to help my hometown. My hometown is short. Let me build a factory so I would teach these guys how to fish.
I thought about that too. You know.
No, but he's giving out fish though.
Yeah, I know.
That's where the problem lies.
I thought about that because I said, no, how about if he said, for example, start a company? But no, look at this guy. He has a lot of companies, and I'm sure he has experience which we don't understand of trying to help people by building a factory in Zambia. Because I think, to me, if you were to ask me, I think that was the best way to help Zambia, rather than you know.
Yes. So the thing
putting up
is,
a beauty pageant in the middle of nowhere.
No,
I mean,
the thing is, he's out there distributing fish and not necessarily teaching people how to fish. And look at the example of those nurses that were twerking, right? Of course, they were supposed to be reinstated, and then he comes back and says, "Well, I'm gonna take you to a place where there's freedom." Okay. Like, come on, don't we have freedom in Zambia? And this is where it just went south for me. Okay, it went south because there's very good people out there that are doing things, but no one is recognizing them. No one is saying, "Oh, here's something for sacrificing for the people." Mr. Bayan, how are you, sir? Mr. Bayan, how are you? Yeah, so that's the issue that I have. Okay.
Okay, Peddy, before you exhaust your thoughts. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I personally, the only thing that I didn't like about the whole thing is the issue of cultivating a culture of business. You understand? So because that ban was almost entirely free, and so is taking us back to the culture of business. So the next person now to come in Zambia and start distributing money will probably be Siawan. You know, so it's important that we.
That's the same like miracle money, man. You're gonna come and give somebody.
The point I'm making is that it's important that we begin to question where the money starts from.
Exactly.
And beginning to deny handouts. You know, handouts, I think, to me, does not do any good to the nation. So for that lady, it's good that lady that won she's apparently in school. Okay, to me that's okay. Yeah, but then the issuing of money just anyhow, anywhere, no. To me, no. It's a non-starter.
Well, and to be honest, I've worked for people with money, right? I've worked for some big companies as well, and even Elon Musk, like World Vision, they had to like pretty much bring him to task for him to give out something, okay? And then like you're gonna come and give like that amount of money from nowhere, and then you say it's helping us? No, you can't be giving people fish and then you don't question it. Sometimes when someone gives you a fish, I'll ask, where are you getting it? Are you getting from the sewer disposal thing, reservoir or something? You have to ask some of these questions, and that's where the problem lies. Okay, you need to ask some of these questions. Where are you getting the fish? Why are you giving me? Teach me how to fish instead of you giving me a fish. Was our fish forever?
I think
And
Perry,
no, Wilster. Okay, here's a question for you, Wilster.
I
10
want
years
to
from
agree
now.
with you. I want to
10
agree with you before you ask me a question.
Yes.
I think Perry, Brian, and Mr. Jondai, I think I agree with all of you. Indeed, Zambia is our country, and whatever help that this gentleman is trying to give, it is coming to our people. And then for sure, we have to ask ourselves, say, what is the long-term benefit of this help? What are our children learning from this?
The legacy.
I hope I'm not diverting very far away. You know, recently, the past few weeks, we had this gentleman, Dumisani Ngube, popularly known as the radical entrepreneur. This is one young man who is very hardworking, and through his hardworking, he has become extremely rich for our Zambian standards and of his age. This is one gentleman who is doing very fine. He called for a conference that was held last weekend at the Hero Stadium in Lusaka. And I'm telling you the truth, with our Zambian mentality, because we are used to handouts, this gentleman was just charging 100 kwacha for you to attend that conference, to give motivation to people, to motivate people and create change of mindset, to try to inculcate some sense in people that it's high time they thought of going into business, going into production in order to develop their own lives. And eventually, in the long run, the country will develop, Africa will develop, the world will be happy. But I'm telling you the truth, this gentleman was highly vilified by majority Zambians. Very few people came out in the open that they were going to attend that conference. But I thank God it was a big success. And that is what we are looking for. Indeed, I'm not a person who goes for or asks for handouts because they surely create laziness. Yes, Fred, you can ask my brother.
Well, I think, and that's what I was saying, because look, I think whatever motive he had, if let's say he was trying to help people, I think it was flawed. It wasn't thought through well. Because how many people don't have access to clean water in just in Choma? You know, so many of them. And then you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna decide to give this guy the winner 150, and just how much was put into organizing that event? That's millions of kwaches, millions of dollars, of course. You know, but for me, it's and then you have these stories of Dollar Syria and they're saying this guy is gonna sponsor our convention and all that, and to be honest, it really somehow started the UPND, because with the mentality of most Zambians, if that guy were to come back and stand for president, they'll vote for him because they know that he has them. They want free money. They want the money now. No, you know what I mean? And without even asking where the money is coming from, that guy is gonna win. You know. So
I think there's something wrong with us Zambians. There was the radio program, and so one of the PS, I think, said, you should consider growing your own food. A lot of people were very upset with that statement. So now, what is wrong with someone asking you to say, consider venturing into, for example, agriculture, so that you can minimize the cost of running your own home. For example, in my case, I have a small farm plot where I grow maize. I just grow 20 bags of maize a year, and I don't even, feel the price of meal with this so-called minimum. I don't. because I've just said, okay, this I can do on my own. But for us, for most of the Zambians, they want, they want to spend money even on things that they can do, on, with their own hands. I think that is wrong. So the point we are making here is that if Mr. Ndambo meant well for Zambians, he could have probably gone to Mangai there. There are a lot of young guys that have got no tools. They are finished school, but they have no tools. Why not buy them all those things, the two boxes, give them, go to
exactly. For me, it's the distribution of the.
Go to private to give them. So that these guys can now go into business, make furniture, contribute their taxes to the government, as well as employ other people that under them.
And sorry, Wilson, I'm going to say, for me, I think that man was showboating. He was just that was just a boss. It was boasting, and he was making a name for himself. Because take a look at $150,000. How many people can you help with that?
How many boreholes can you drill?
How many boreholes can you drill from $150,000?
The whole job.
US dollars for that matter.
I agree with you, Perry.
Sorry?
I agree with you.
Yeah, for me, it just left a sour taste in my mouth. And then the guy comes and says,
very patriotic point of view.
No. What angered me the most? No, what angered me the most? And then you have this guy who walks from Lusaka to Choma to say he's going to thank. You see how stupid people think? Like, that was so retarded.
My brother,
during the day he walks at night he jumps, he hikes, he gets on the bus, and then he's busy pretending that he walked all the way from Lusaka to Choma.
That's what I was trying to say. Ndambo, I think it needs a good publicity guy to not only publicity, but to advise him too that, what, if you really want a good legacy for yourself, you need to do things this way or that way, because you told him the implications and also the impact all this help he is willing to give is going to have on the people.
I have Mr. Don Oscar on. Mr. Oscar, are you able to say something, please?
Because also just while we were waiting for
Hello.
You. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Oscar. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. And how are you?
We are well. We are discussing. The first topic is Ndambo. Is he a political vulture or a true messiah? What do you think about the beauty pageant that he held or he hosted?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening on the panel. I'm Oscar, calling from Italy.
Good evening and welcome.
And it's just a pleasure. It's my part of the panel, and I'm happy that the president of Italy is in Zambia now, and I hope you gentlemen can give him good questions. You can ask him intelligent questions. So let's come back to the question. I think the figure, Mr. Ndambo, for me, I think I'm one of those people who I say I'm privileged because I've stayed in Europe for many years. I've stayed in Europe for so many years, more than 20 years. And people like Ndambo cannot come here and they cannot misbehave like the way he behaved, which was very bad. It's very, somehow here in Europe, they'll call it a childish way of behaving anyway. You cannot use your money to parade people on the streets, the police on the streets. You give the money to the police, you give the money to who else? To the police, to the churches, you buy buses to the churches. He never even bought an ambulance. An ambulance. Just one single ambulance. One ambulance for the sick. Nothing like that. The essential things, nothing at all. Everything was, in psychology, they would say it was egocentric. The center of whatever he was doing is himself, not the Zambian people, not the people from Choma. It is his. Well, in this case, I am thankful that God has given Zambia a president like Hakainde Hichilema.
I agree.
Hakainde Hichilema has never paraded people on the streets like that.
And
like
Mr. Mbombo,
yes,
he says, okay, I'm going to bring these ladies to walk naked and then give them more money. And then all the boys were there, you know.
Shut up. We are happy. We are happy there is free education now. There is free education so that Kalimanshi can go back to school. Other guys can go back to school and understand the subtle insinuation of people using their money to undermine the plight of the ordinary people, like the Zambian people, wonderful people. But they cannot use this. These guys, they cannot use the money to really make our people look so stupid. Allow me to use that word. It's a very embarrassing word. But if I'm from here, from Europe, would say, you made the people look so stupid. You made even the police. The police, they look so... Our guy has given the money. He has given the police the vehicles. And then the police with the helicopters and with all the things and on the road parading for the money. Parading the money. Allow me, gentlemen, to ask you, to ask the panel a question. To ask the panel a question. If, I hope he is not going to be involved in these things. If Mr. Ndambo is involved in money laundering or illegalities, Zambians, do you think those police are going to arrest him?
Well, the judgment is flawed right there and then. Why would you bite the hand that feeds you? How, honestly, how would you bite the hand that feeds you? That's
question.
Right
simple
there.
question. Simple question. How do you arrest him? Let the man go and let the man build the house, the hostels for the university students, because he's not going to gain from nothing from them. The man give ambulances. Let him buy ambulances. Let the man construct the Ndola Lusaka dual carriageway. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's the Zambians who are going to benefit from that.
No. The thing is, what legacy is he going to leave? You know, because 10 years from now, whatever is done is gone. People won't remember it. Is it going to?
Okay, to be correct, because I'm a proud Zambian myself. I stay in Italy for more than 20 years, but I'm still Zambian. I've not changed my citizenship. Ndambo is a South African. He is not a Zambian. I want to correct you. He is a South African. Ndambo is not a Zambian citizen. Do you know that? Did you remember that?
Yes, he can renounce it and he becomes part of Zambia and gets back his citizenship. It's
but that speaks a lot. It speaks volume. How do you denounce your citizenship and you go out? For what reason? For what reason? Ndambo, can you tell the people of Choma why you denounced to be a Zambian and you became a South African?
Well, he said he had some political persecution, and then he comes back and says, I'm going to take these ladies that were dancing and then take them to a place where there's freedom. What the hell is this
persecution? My dear, you're not going to convince me. Political persecution. Hakainde Hichilema was not there. In the past, there was PF. Mr. Michael Sato, may his soul rest in peace, a great man. Mr. Michael Sato was there. And Washimulumbulwa was also there. And what persecution? Who persecuted him? And now he comes here and Dollar Syria is saying we were working together with him. So what persecution are you talking about? What persecution? persecuted him? Who? Who? He was working with Dollar Syria. He was working with Dollar Syria. Oh, sorry, Dollar Syria. He was working with Dollar Syria. Please. Who persecuted him? Of course, it's not Kaunda. Of course, it's not Chiluba. No. Of course, it's not the innocent heart of the late Banda. No. Who persecuted him? PF. And this guy was sponsoring PF. That's what Dollar Syria said. He was sponsoring the PF campaign. Gentlemen. Okay. Me, I'm proud that I've gone to school. And I know my education can tell me that something here is fishy. Fishy. Smelling.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
yes, Brian, say something, and then I'll give the floor to Bayan.
Yeah, I like what the brother man has just brought on the forum. You know, this guy is trying to weaken our institutions, our law enforcement institutions, you know, by things and the money. You and I, we don't even know how much has, you know. So the whole system now is trying to paralyze the whole system such that should we commit an offense, no one is going to temper to arrest him. And to me, that is a very, very big concern. You know, it's trying to undermine the institutions. Look at the way he was parading people in Choma. Clearly, he was eroding them of their integrity. It's like because I have money, I come and tell you, pay you and interest, then I'll pay you. You understand?
My question is how much
money to yeah. The question is how much. Of course, I'm trying to capitalize on your vulnerability. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what he did. And he managed to do that.
It's like you know, a poor man.
No,
A poor man.
I totally agree on what you said. He went on their vulnerability, and he achieved that. You know, and you have this idiot who walks all the way from Lusaka to Choma to go and thank him. Can't you call to thank him? Can't you send an email or something? You know, can't you go to ZNBC and have
that guy who cheated. That guy who cheated to working from Lusaka. He is Ndambo's friend. Of course, yes, man. Come on, let's be realistic. Ndambo supports PF. That crook, everyone knows him in Zambia, that has been insulting civil servants and he has done many silly things. That guy said, I'm going to take a walk. Now, if Ndambo is supporting PF and that guy wanted to masquerade if he was taking a walk from Lusaka to Southern Province, don't you think there was something in connection with him, with Ndambo? Anyway, I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Mbombo, let me give a chance to Mr. Bayan. Mr. Bayan, come in, please.
Thank you.
Mr. Bayan?
Gentlemen.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
Good evening. How are you?
Are we there?
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm getting you loud and clear.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry, connection problem here, but out all means.
We can hear you just fine.
Here. I don't know whether maybe it's my MTN line where I'm getting bundled. But however, out to Ndambo, me, I'm not pleased how Mr. Ndambo came in here. The reason is simple. Those people, who, especially those from PF, there is something fishing. I'm sure these people, maybe they are asking for money for that. Maybe they can go for convention. Let's see and see. Let's wait and see. We'll see what will happen after that. Because those people, they were masquerading. All of them, they went there. They just hit themselves in trauma. Why? And again, Mr. Ndambo, he said, I was not pleased. Because there is no, you can just speak something what you don't know, not clear about it. To me, it was not a true one from his heart. it's not that maybe that person is a PF cadre. No about it. It's a PF cadre.
Okay.
Because we into 6. Are we there?
Okay. Yes. Before I move to the next topic, is there anyone who wants to make another point before you any other contribution regarding this Ndambo issue? Mr. Zondai, do you agree that the idea was flawed?
Well, I like the gesture. Like I said at the beginning, that I like the gesture, and I believe that he's a genuine businessman and everything. But the thing is that I think I also agree that he should be helping people. But the only thing I don't agree with him is the manner in which he's doing it.
Kutandiza stikana, but
Yeah,
katandizidwe.
Exactly. You see, I think that's where I have an issue with. And again, I can live with it because why? I came to the realization that, you know what, in Dramazaki, he can spend it the way he wants. He can splash it the way he wants. You know, and we don't have any say in that.
Well, of course,
you know, he can spend it the way he wants. But to me, if I were his son, I would say, I think about that day. You can do it this way. So in order for your own respect, also peace of mind, I think also for his legacy, I think he could have been doing whatever he was doing even in silence. That's the reason why everybody is sort of like nowadays is wondering, say, why did he put up that show? What is his intentions? Everybody, I mean, people have a genuine reason to ask that question. Why? You were talking about earlier on about, why and how. I think this is exactly what we are getting right now, what we are seeing right now. Everybody's asking, say, do you have political intention? No matter how much he tries to tell them that he doesn't have political intention, he's not even a Zambian and all that kind of stuff. People buy it.
All right, thank you. Wilster, anything to add on? You agree that whatever he did was in good faith?
Anyway, this is a
it's just a yes or no.
Hey, come on, Perry. We are not in court. I don't know, but I like the points that are coming from the gentleman. Brian has said, you have the money, and then you decide to come and parade our sisters, our children naked. It's not a good thing. It strips them of their dignity, like he has put it. That is very true. I absolutely agree with that. A few weeks ago, the president criticized the mentality of handouts and parading people. I think you remember it went viral. It was trending when the president said, that is not a good thing. Yeah. Where you make people queue for you as beggars. Indeed, we need to change the mindset of our people. The president that we have is one person who has, but he wants people to work for the money. He wants to remove that dependent syndrome, that begging syndrome, so that collectively as a people, we can work hard.
Okay, thank you very much, Worcester. Mr. Mpombo?
Yes, I think I agree with my friends on the panel. Their analysis is quite intelligent, wise. I would like to I've always been realistic. Even before the campaign, my friend, you remember how we fought hard. We discussed many issues. Even now, after there is a campaign, there's a new government in power. I think we need to change the narrative. Let's not reduce the people to beggars. Let's now employ people and let's ask the people to be responsible. I was talking about this president, the Italian president who is in Zambia. One of the good things that the Italians have done in their country is this gentleman. And I hope if there is anybody in the peer of friends of Ndambo, you can convey this information from me. In Italy, they have done what is called the salary of residence, of citizenship. If you are an Italian citizen, you are entitled to go and receive a salary if you don't work. If you don't work, you just go to the offices, you present your address, your national registration card, your residence, and you are entitled to a minimum salary, which is given to the citizens of Italy. And here, okay, they are giving them something like 400 euros. 400 euros, you can calculate a minimum salary is 1,200 euros. So if you don't go and work, which you can get 1,200 euros, you are given 400 euros free of charge. Free of charge. Now, our friend Mr. Ndambo, if he has good intentions, he can suggest to the government, the New Dawn government, give to the people of Zambia a minimum salary. Even 200 kwacha, I think it's going to be enough. But I think it's going to be genuine. Well, thank you very much. I end up here.
Okay, so for me though, I think that the best thing he could have done was, you know how the rural population is very vulnerable. For me, I would have loved him to buy fertilizer and seeds, you know, and then just give those people at least, you know, they can go and then cultivate their land, and then people would have meals as well, right? And using that money, he was going to cater for a lot of people throughout the country, you know, and that help would have been genuine. I think whatever he wanted to achieve using that beauty pageant would have been more beneficial if he had done otherwise. So perhaps just build a factory in Choma and then teach people, or like employ the people of Choma, as you rightly said, because that's where his hometown is. Now, the next question is, the next topic is really it's the FAS and CAF issue, and then after this one we're going to discuss Kalaba and his DP party, and then we'll close thereafter. But to be honest, what's really going on at FAS?
Hey, wawina tabazama.
But for me, I think there's I would have loved to see that lady playing, you know, and then for me, I think FAS has turned out to be very toothless and disorganized. And I think I tend to agree with what Christopher Katongo said, you know, that football is not just when you go to play, you know. It's about being prepared way before the match starts. It's the preparation that's really cardinal to you achieving results. And for me, I feel that Kamanga hasn't really done a lot, and I think at this point I would rather have the corrupt Kaushawalia at the helm, you know, because at least all of being misused, but at least you could see that things were organized, you know. What have you got to say, Augusta, on the first issue?
You know, it is very disappointing. You know, in Zambia, Zambians by nature love football. It is only because of this team that is at the Africa Cup of Nations right now, which came into the limelight, and then the Zambians also fell in love with women's football when they went to the Olympics. The girl in contention that we are talking about right now, Barbra Banda, this lady became the first person to score a hat trick at the Olympics. And it was not only the first one, she even scored a second hat trick at the same tournament. And then the Zambians said, wow, that's a time when our men's national team was not doing fine. And now we started following women's football. And the biggest star, the captain for that particular team, is Barbra Banda. This is a girl whom big teams, my team, Real Madrid, Barcelona, are fighting for her signature. Right now, she's playing in La Liga, Women's La Liga, in Spain. And then Mr. Kamanga, with his executive at the Football Association of Zambia, they decided to mislead the nation by telling lies that this girl was removed from the list by the Confederation of African Football, which CAF denied in front of everyone. And then today they come up with some other pieces of lies again to say the guidelines that were given, as if the impression I'm getting now is like they were given guidelines to describe our girl and then leave everyone else. Otherwise, it is extremely unfair, very unacceptable, and very annoying. Otherwise, congratulations to the girls that today we have won. But look at where we're coming from. Look at that embarrassment where we are beaten. Is it 7-0? I'm telling you the truth. If we were to lose that game against Uganda in the friendly during the preparation, if Barbra Banda was there, he was going to disturb their concentration. Even if we would even have won, or would have lost with a respectable margin, not that embarrassment. But then our girls rose to the occasion. Without her, they drew the last game. Today they have won, and they're on top of their group, which is very good. But FAS has done extremely bad. These girls, I can say that they are just now playing on their own as a unit. But Barbra Banda is not the only one.
Is there a time when there's one thing I like about white people? If white people fail to do something, they'll come up in the open and say, you know what, this is not for me. Mr. Zanda, am I telling a lie? White people honestly come out and say, hey, no, this is not for me. I'm not going to do this. But I find us as blacks, we tend to force matters, even if we know that things are not working out. For me, I think the guy has failed, though. Look at the senior Chipolo men's team. There's nothing to show for it. Whenever from the time he's been there, there's nothing really to look at. And you're looking at a time when football was at its peak, and then it just drastically went down. But Mr. Bayan, do you have anything to say? Okay, Mr. Zondai?
Yes. I think... Oh.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I was going to pass a comment on this, I don't know whether you call it the scandal of, Barbra Banda. Because I thought, Zambia, I think, wanawagwira shishita FAS, because I think they wanted to make sure that they don't go there with a one-man show. So they didn't take the risk of putting the name of Barbra roster, that this is one of their players, and let CAF, reject her.
Yeah,
I think they were trying to be economical.
Yeah, the thing is they've been left exposed. Brian, anything you have to say before we move to the last topic and close thereafter? Brian? Anything, Brian? Okay. Then allow me to move to the last topic.
No, let me say a word on Barbra.
Yes.
Because now I look a bit fat, but I was a footballer.
Yes.
From Chwala Technical Secondary School in Dola. And
when was that?
well, some years back, my dear. And I was playing also I did some years with the Power Dynamos in Kitwe and things like that. So anyway, that aside, FARS, the question of FARS is a problem which we are inheriting from our friends, the PF government. Gentlemen, let's be realistic. The FARS, those guys, the leadership, they were not under this government. These guys are coming behind. And I think you knew what happened. Whatever happened in the past years, I think it was always questionable. So, I can just presume myself. Was Barbara a girlfriend to one of the FARS? No. I allow myself to presume this. Was Barbara a girlfriend and is expecting a baby to one of the FARS bosses? Question. Was Barbara fighting with another player and Barbara said, I'm going to spill out the milk and everything? It's a question. I allow myself to ask these questions because what does not make a logical sense. Doesn't make a sense when you are the FARS and you are giving to the nation. You know, in Europe, just that statement that FARS gave. President, the FARS things and all those leaders were supposed to step down. They were supposed to,
and that's why I
on
say
moral conduct.
Yes,
On moral conduct,
yes,
they were
I
supposed
agree.
to step down, straightforward, not wasting even it. Oh no, when come back from this festival, no, you have lied to the nation. Down, full stop. But we're in Zambia, and I love Zambia just for this. Because in Zambia, you can even lie, boss.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and for me though, it starts from the time when he promised that if Zambia does not qualify to the Africa Cup, he was going to resign, right? And the time came they did not qualify, and the guy did not resign.
That guy was supposed to resign. Up to now, we even through this platform, AI, Oscar, I'm calling. Yeah, gentlemen, if you have a bit of some respect for yourself and a bit of dignity, resign from that position. Doesn't fit you, young man. So, as I'm anyway, if there's something I can really applaud to this guy, he will give free education. So our president of FIFA, let him go back. It's free. The education is free. You go back there and you learn something. Anyway, thank you so much. But Barbara's question is just a disappointment to ask the FARS. Even the gentleman on the platform of you guys, you can the presidency. Not only Kaluta. Okay.
Hey,
you can take the presidency, boss. Please take the presidency.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's go to the next topic. For me, I think it's this topic is really cardinal. The question is, when will be enough? When will Harry Kalaba decide that enough is enough? Because for me, he is the face of the DP, right? And he can easily move with his followers and form up another party. But that lady has given him trouble, and for me, I don't understand why is he clinging on to power like that. Because the other lady is saying this man is not part of the DP. Wilson.
You know, Perry, the Zambian opposition that we have, you know, sometimes people complain that everyone is being labeled the PF. You know, the Patriotic Front, after Michael Sata died, every Jim and Jack thought that time has come now to become a president. You saw what happened after Michael Sata's death. GBM wanted to be president of the PF. Harry Kalaba wanted to be president. Mao Sampa wanted to be president. GBM wanted to be president. Kambwiri wanted to. Every Jim and Jack thought time to become a president has come. So for me, I look at Kalaba, he's just one of the people from the same bandwagon of the Patriotic Front who think they think it is very easy to become a president because of the joker that they had given us in the name of Edgar Lungu. They think being a president
but Wilson, not just to throw him down, like pin him down like that. I think he has a very good following, and look, he resigned when everything was flourishing. You know, he didn't wait too late for like last minute for him to resign and form up his the party. He disagreed with PF way before that. But the question is clearly. He is failing to manage his party right now. So how is he going to manage to run the country if he can't, run his party? And the question is,
it's not his party though.
Yeah, but why can't he leave?
Yeah, that's the question.
He thinks he formed it and he thinks he owns it.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's a proprietor of that part.
I would like to see a very organized opposition party, right? And when you look at we look at the leaders of the political parties that we have, opposition political parties. He's one of the sensible guys that you can look at.
Yeah.
You cannot mention all the opposition political parties without mentioning his name, right? So my question is, when he say, you know what, enough is enough, let me leave, let me form my own political party or join another existing party and form a formidable opposition party. Mr. Mpombo.
Hello, son.
Yeah, what is wrong with Harry Kalaba and the DP?
Well, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with Harry Kalaba, gentlemen? I think it's a which is wrong with Savoy Imboila, with Chimbakambwe, with everyone, even with Kelvin Fumbe-Wadia, who is in the UPND alliance.
No, Mr. Mpombo. Yeah. When you mentioned Mr. Fumbe-Wadia, I heard he formed up his political party as well. That's
why I'm just trying to tell you my analysis. My analysis is that Harry Kalaba's frustration is the same of Harry Kalaba was from PF, Kelvin from PF, and Savoy Imboila. She really sweared to support Shimba Kamwili, staying with DP, but supporting PF. What I am saying this, I don't hate anybody myself, but I hate the practice and the system, especially the system. I hate the system, and the system has been like this. This has been the system. Harry Kalaba, given, I'm not going to confirm whether received money or not received money. It's a question to ask Harry Kalaba. If I was in Zambia, I was going to ask Harry Kalaba the same question directly. Harry Kalaba, did you receive the money from PF? I was going to ask the same question to Savoy Imboila. I was going to ask the same question to our friends in the UPND Alliance. What's the name? Kelvin? KBF. Famously called KBF. KBF is silent because, in any case, he supported just Hakainde Hichilema because he was fed up. They blocked him from standing as PF president. Remember?
No. Just on that one, I think his support wasn't in good faith. He wanted to make a name for himself. He wanted to put himself on the stage.
Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, that's the point, gentlemen.
But the other question is, why wasn't he given a position? Because he really worked hard as well. Or was he given a position and then
Hakainde Hichilema is smart. He's smart.
Exactly.
He's a Tonga guy, but he's a smart Tonga. Very smart. Everyone
What does that mean?
when I was at Chihuahua Secondary okay, let me say this. I'm not insulting anyone, but let me say this. Let me confess, gentlemen. Let me confess. When I was at Chihuahua Secondary School, they were telling me, I was a good friend, a very good friend of a Tongan. And they were telling me, you don't have to be a friend to a Tonga. Says, well, what is wrong? Says, no, because the Tonga, they just talk about Tonga, they just speak about this, they just. I said, no. And at Chihuahua Technical Secondary School, my best friend was a Tonga. And, gentlemen, let me tell you the surprising thing. When I completed my school, the first place I went to visit from Copperbelt, I was staying in the Copperbelt, in Kitwe. The first town I went to visit out of Copperbelt was Monze and Choma, because I wanted to find out, why do they talk about all this rubbish about the Tonga people? Good people, they are proud of their language, they are proud of their tribe. There's nothing wrong about it. So anyway, I forget about that. Come back to Harry Kalaba. Harry Kalaba was from PF. Savoy Imboela supported PF because Chishimba Kambwili told her to do that. Remember, gentlemen, it is Chishimba Kambwili who nominated Savoy Imboela to remain of what party was that?
The NDC.
NDC. Kishimba Kambwili nominated Savoy Imboela to remain the president of NDC. And then we have, okay, and some, yes, of course. So, gentlemen, these things I think can only be understood by people who have gone to school. I am not insulting my grandfather, my dad, who has not gone to school. They have the intelligence, the natural intelligence. But people who have gone to school sometimes. We learn to read through the thin line. School.
Mr. Mpombo, I'll ask this question. I'll put it there. What is the strongest opposition party in Zambia right now? I've put it on the screen.
The strongest opposition party in Zambia, I don't think we have any, but I am happy of what the Golden Party, what is that? Golden Party? Slavwe. What party is that? Max Slavwe. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think Max Slavwe is doing something good. The young man, he's a young man. Golden Party. I think he's supposed to be called Golden Party. Max Slavwe is a young man, very good. And the other people, I don't think there is any hope. PF, there is no hope because scandals are too much, and PF is going to be consumed by its scandals. Unfortunately, that's the truth. But there is also another possibility. The Zambian people can become the opposition party to Hakainde Hichilema. The Zambian people.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mr. Jonda. You had something to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to add on to what he was saying about the good political parties in Zambia. I think Harry Kalaba himself, I think of the opposition political parties in Zambia right now, I think Harry Kalaba is one of those that makes a lot of sense. Because a lot of them, they really don't even, when you look at them, it's like they really don't know what's really it means to be in a political party.
But
because
why is he wasting time fighting those wrangles in the DP when he can form his own political party or join others that are existing that have the same?
Maybe he has something we are not seeing, but to me, I think he's a little bit timid, or he doesn't believe in himself that he can go ahead and do that and go and win, because I think he understands politics. You know, all these others, they might have money or they might have studied accounting. I'm not trying to diss accounting because that's what I do for a living. But you know, if you studied political science, you understand what politics is all about, and being involved in politics. And I don't see that in the opposition parties leaders that are in opposition right now in Zambia.
All right, thank you. We'll start your comments on Harry Kalaba and his DP wranglers.
I wanted to make a question, but I'll just comment.
Yeah.
You know, Harry Kalaba, when you're starting, like the way you had put it, Perry, that this is one guy who resigned from the Patriotic Front early enough. And then we looked at him like there's hope from this gentleman. But after the emerging of the new Dawn administration, the checks and balances that are coming from Harry Kalaba are far, far below the expectations. They leave much to be desired.
Okay.
The checks and balances we're getting are more of rhetoric, very childish checks and balances. You even wonder, honestly, is this the type of opposition that we have? The checks and balances we're having, sometimes I even find the Chiusatayari better than what is coming from Savoy, that what is coming from Harry Kalaba, what is coming from Kambwili and these other small opposition gentlemen masquerading as
talking about Savoy though, is she being used as a placeholder for Kambwili, or is there any chance for Kambwili in the PF?
Just wait. If Kambwili doesn't get the presidents of the PF, he's going back to his NDC party. Where Savoy is
going back to his party. Yeah.
I've actually written this on I've commented it on Facebook, on our page. I've told that you are a placeholder waiting for on that one. She doesn't respond. On she responds strongly. She's a placeholder, that one.
Yeah. You know, like I always say, it's Munda Wakale. You know, Suputa Kulima. I'm going to run from Munda Wake.
Brian, what are your comments?
Okay, for me, I think currently there is no strong opposition party in Zambia. You know, if you look at, I want to agree with the other gentleman who said that, you know, the way Kalaba just, you know, I personally have even stopped following him on his, on his page, because I don't get any sense. I expected far much more better from a senior and seasoned politician, you know. But now the way he's doing his politics, I think he still needs to mature and then just get to the other things and begin to offer the Zambians, I think, something much better.
Okay, so in closing though, I think we've exceeded the time. We're only supposed to be here for 30 minutes, but it's gone above that. In closing, Mr. Zondai, what have you got to say?
Well, nice discussion. I hope we can have more of this kind of discussion again in the future.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll start.
Very good discussion whereby you come up with your position, listen to your friends, then you change your position in the midst of your discussion. That shows the quality of people that we have.
Sorry,
Very strong, intelligent, and wise views.
sorry, I didn't hear that.
I was saying this is one platform where we have discussants, where you come with your own position, and then after listening to the gentleman, in the process you change your position.
Yeah.
It shows the caliber and quality of the people that you have here. Very
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
educative,
thank you.
very
Thank
strong
you.
guys.
Well,
Otherwise, before
yeah.
I go, congratulations to the Zambia national women's team for beating Tunisia. Our men have struggled to beat these North
Yeah,
Africans.
yeah, true. I agree.
And then I would like to congratulate the president and his team. Today, the dollar is selling at less than 7 kwacha in Zambia.
I
We are
saw
going
that.
in
I saw
the
that
right
on your
direction.
page. I said this guy is. I was thinking of what to say though. But yeah, let's praise where the praise is due, right? Well, and to be honest though, I've said this time with a number, right? The one thing that makes me like HH is that he's not going there to steal, man. Look at those 15 houses that just emerged, and I don't know, man. I really don't know what that guy was doing in there, man. And it's sad. But as I said, I don't think HH is going there to steal.
I think Mulungu was just punishing us.
You think so?
God punished us. How can you bring looks on?
And the question,
We're getting a whip.
There's a tinale kupempera. There's a tinale kupempera. That's what happens. You know?
Don't we have a code of maybe conflict of interest? Because most of that looks like it's conflict of interest. So why would you go to source for funds and then you get funds for yourself? Ndarama zose and zachalo. Then you wallet that Ndarama is in Zanga. Like,
The country remains
just
poor.
beats me.
You, your wife, and the children, you remain rich.
Yeah.
No, that's not right though. It's not. I know a lot of people are saying, well, look, those people have the right to own property as well. Yes, but at the same time,
but the thing is that of course they have the right to own property, but you have to account from the monies you use to own that property. You have
exactly.
to
I think
give
this
us, to show us
what
that this money was genuinely obtained.
But the thing is, Mdala, when you look at me, I think I get paid more than the president, though. But and it beats me. How did he afford all those things? And I can't even afford half of whatever. Yeah, when you look at the salary of president, I think
Exactly. People pay the manyumba 15 years.
Yeah, like and
nayambali tukupanga kanyumba kanka tu
karibu na manja mnara nienda mteja like I don't understand. I don't understand, and I think this is really a wake up call because you try as much as possible to say, okay, let's give Edgar the benefit of the doubt, but no, things are surfacing, but I don't pass a benefit of the doubt to you. I'm just gonna sync with him.
And they even have the audacity, the audacity to tell people, the Anti-Corruption Commission, DEC, institutions of authority, to say, can you leave my properties? That is pomposity.
No, but you
No
know,
remorse at all.
you know, I have a problem with DEC. My problem is that one, those guys are underfunded, and then two, you cannot fight the corruption using the same people that enabled it. And I was glad there were some changes that were made, but the thing is, what about the policies and procedures? Are we going to use the same policies and procedures that enable these guys
the policies
to
were genuine, you are right.
Nice.
It's only that they didn't respect them, the people that were in charge. No,
look, for me though, I think there has been some teething issues with the UPND government. I love my president and I wish him well, but I think there's been some teething issues, and my plea is that he has to listen, because People were telling him, he said he was being methodical. You can shuffle these people around, you can still get the same salary, but you're doing a lesser job.
Vinto government vichedwa kuchitika. The thing is that
even makana mdala vamene.
Look at
Yeah. No, in Amdala government.
More money for the police.
No, I work for the government. I work for the government, and we're very efficient. I'm sorry to say that, but everything is strategic.
It is efficient, but it takes a long time. There's a lot of
as I said, Mdala, you need to have a game plan, okay? And one of the things is that you had this learning curve, right? Where the president had to go in and start digging and then start. There was very few experienced individuals. So and then those people were learning from the same people that allowed those things to happen.
Just give him some time.
Ndalama zinaenda kudala mdala. Zinaenda ndalama mdala. It's because it's taken and Makebi Zulu mdala alemela mambala out.
My biggest fear,
and his money is genuine. He's providing a service.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is to be stupid, to steal on behalf of a lawyer.
Yeah.
I steal thousands of monies, and then I spend all that money to pay a young man who is going to get it from me and him to be regarded as legitimate money.
It is. It's good money. It's
remain with nothing.
It's been some of these people have provided a service.
At the end of the day, they will remain with nothing.
But
the lawyers are having a field day in Zambia.
No. My question is, the lawyers are dead. It looks like this guy is just so smart and he can read their thoughts. And muzaona nyumba yamene bazampasa zatenga ndani huyu former first lady. It's like I had 15 higher. Just wait and see. But they'll release them. But the guy seems to read their mind and he knows how to deal with them. And my question is, are we failing to hire somebody who can go like maybe punch for punch, or who can outwit that guy?
Nima lawyer Boma. Sometimes
you cannot use the same guys that are failing. Given the problem that you're taking.
Yeah.
You cannot use the same guys that have been failing and I think that's the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing and expecting change. You're fighting this same guy who always and when you look at the way he wins cases, they're technical. The evidence could be all there, but so technical say kapita nikakoma kana wanambising up. I win a case na koma mda.
Yeah. But I think it was a really work with Nango. And I have a feeling it was a really work with Nango.
I think
but katika mbwili ya lose a win Jamina na mbwili ya tribalism and I'll join you.
No, it's what I'm saying.
To
what
be
I'm
skeptical.
saying is that
because
not everyone will win the case. One of them will be convicted. It's not everyone who is going to win the case.
Well, if you're going to use Makebi Zulu, you're going to lose for sure. But
and then Wazambo yopa wasala wali munyu doniam. Wazambo you have to be very careful because
Uzam guys Mnala, he's made money and he's what
Makebi.
Amankala sabe mamkonka. He doesn't advertise or do it. Na issue kunjani naba nizavutika yanga neko.
Yeah.
And he's winning. And that's where the issue is. You cannot use the same. As I said earlier on, my issue has been them using the same guys.
Bakwerese Mtembo Chito atali kubaguya.
And Keith Mwembo.
You know.
I think most of it is just Mndala. I think that there's some gaps in how these things are addressed. I think we need a complete overhaul. You know, hire some competent guys.
The ones who are graduating.
I know Kulibafana, there's some Kulibafana there that are more eager to do this. They'll fight those guys and
yeah, exactly. But my new graduates are
I know. But no,
let's wind up, please. Let's wind up. I don't want to leave without saying goodbye.
But that I say it's afternoon. Mazampilikisha mnyumba zangu na mdoga au mzatu. Azapeza wakoma ku bedroom atakankane bino uchita bino. Yeah,
because I was swapping.
Okay, let me just end the stream and then we'll discuss for 2 minutes and then in the background and then we call it a night.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been a pleasure for joining us. Up until next time, it's good night.
Okay. Now I'm gonna